Welcome, everyone, and welcome to the public hearing, which is being held tonight as a joint Town of Waukesha and Town of Brookfield public hearing. We're meeting at the Waukesha Town Hall, and today is September 19th, 2019, and we are beginning at 6:30 p.m. We're officially called to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think we have a volunteer to lead us. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, Mr. Dorr, let's get ready and go. Whenever you're ready, you start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Isn't that a great way to start a meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll proceed with roll call first for the town of Waukesha and then for the town of Brookfield.
Chairman Fisher,
Here.
Supervisor Durr,
Here.
Supervisor German,
Here.
Supervisor Radke,
Here.
Supervisor Stigler.
Here.
And then for the town of Brookfield. Go for it.
Chairman Henderson,
Here.
Administrator Hagee,
Here.
Attorney Hammes,
Here.
Supervisor Schatzman,
Here.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Here.
Thank you. Open meeting law and compliance check. Our agenda indicates that the notice was published on August 29th, September 5th, and September 12th in the Waukesha Freeman. The agenda was posted and distributed to all news media requesting notification in accordance with the open meeting laws and posted on or before September 13th, 2019 to the respective town clerks. I'm assuming that's an accurate statement?
Correct.
Okay. Then we'll move to item 5, which is actually reading the notice into the record. Notice is hereby given. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Waukesha and the Town Board of the Town of Brookfield will conduct a public hearing on September 19th, 2019, beginning at 6:30 p.m. at the Town Hall of the Town of Waukesha, W250 S3567 Center Road, Waukesha, Wisconsin, for the purpose of receiving public comment regarding a proposed cooperative plan between the Town of Waukesha and Town of Brookfield enacted pursuant to Section 66.0307 Wisconsin Stats, which cooperative plan is proposed to be submitted to the Department of Administration for review and approval. We'll proceed with the rest of the agenda momentarily. Just a quick notice here to move things along. For those of you who would like to speak at the public hearing, there are slips in the back of the room at the back table. Just to move things along, we would ask that you would fill those out and present them before you speak. We want to have an accurate record of people who are present and participate in this public hearing. Next item that we're going to go to is an explanation of cooperative plan between the Town of Waukesha and Town of Brookfield. Attorney Hammes, please proceed.
The state statutes allow for the two or more municipalities to enter into a cooperative plan. The primary function is to look at what type of services can be shared, and in some cases, joint planning of areas that are of common interest. As a part of that, it allows the municipalities to alter the boundaries as between the 2 or 3 municipalities, also allows them to fix boundaries. The plan requires a public hearing, requires submittal to the Department of Administration for review and approval following the final adoption of the plan. So what you have and what's being presented tonight is an initial draft of the plan that's been reviewed and approved in concept by the respective boards, but the actual approval doesn't occur until after the public hearing, after comments are received and after modifications. Why a cooperative agreement? In this particular case, every municipality is different, but in this particular case, there's a joint benefit to the town of Brookfield and to the town of Waukesha. A number of years ago, the state legislature amended the laws to allow townships to create TIF districts. which further and foster development. Probably no better example than the Corners Project in the town of Brookfield, which is a TIF district. But in order to create TIF districts, one of the requirements is you have to have the availability of sewer service. So under this cooperative agreement, the town of Brookfield is agreeing to extend, to the extent it has the service available, water and sewer services to an area in the town of Waukesha, which is depicted on a map on the back page of the plan. But generally, it's an area located south of Greenfield, west of Springdale, east of Highway 24, and then goes down below Getz Drive. It's an area that could be at some point redeveloped, and if redeveloped, the water and sewer service would be a critical component. So the essential cooperative portion of this plan is agreement to provide services by one township, Brookfield, to another township, Waukesha, that can be used to further the development or redevelopment in the town and assist actually the residents of both municipalities. As a component of that agreement, the towns have agreed to fix the boundaries where they currently reside. There's no need to make any adjustments. So that is, in a nutshell, why you have a cooperative plan to share services when you can identify them and what services are being shared here or potentially being shared here, as well as fixing the boundaries in the future.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Hammes. We'll declare the public hearing open. At this time, we do have an item on the agenda here, review of timeline. The cooperative plan administrator, clerk treasurer Nicholas, is the thought that we would present that at this point in time?
At the end.
At the end of it? Okay, so we'll go ahead with public comments at this point in time. Anybody who would like to speak, please come forward. First speaker may have to raise the microphone a little bit. And if you would bring your slips forward to us and present them and proceed. So whoever is desirous of speaking, please come forward.
Sure. My name is Julia Cuevia, and I have a question about the cooperative boundary plan as proposed, as I got it off the website from the town of Waukesha or the town of Brookfield. On page 3 in section 5, there was a blank on the draft that was out there, and I'm wondering if that information is available now or will be done or available shortly, since there's a limited time for anybody to comment. Thank you.
That's the change you made earlier, Lisa? That's the change I called out earlier? Yep.
Page, what is it?
This was just a blank line before, so we have it.
To
It's been inserted in the draft of the document.
Is it available on the town's, which town's website then?
Yes? Yes?
It can be. I can hand you a copy right now if you would like it.
Yeah, or after the meeting's fine. Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Who else would like to speak? Please come forward.
Yeah.
We won't cut into your speaking time for raising the microphone. You can begin now.
Okay, Mike Borchert, West 231, South 5205, Hunters Hollow, Town of Waukesha. Question is, you mentioned sharing services. My question is, what services are you talking about sharing?
Water and sewer,
That's it?
yes. Under the
Okay.
plan, yes. To the area designated in on the map.
Okay, does that include, no, that's just for new development?
No, it's not, it's for, well, that's up to the town of Waukesha, but I would,
Okay.
with a TIF district, it's development and redevelopment.
All right,
Okay.
but if you have existing homes under septic and well, that wouldn't be affected by that?
Well, I don't know what you're referring to exactly. I mean, how the town of Waukesha would implement those services, or that's something that.
Okay,
so
so it's-
this agreement is simply to make available those services. Implementation is something that has to be addressed taking into consideration the effects at that time.
I just want to clarify about the services, because there's been things in the past that talked about sharing services with other municipalities, so I just want to get that over.
Yeah.
Who gets the copy? Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Who else would like to speak? Please come forward. We'll ask once more if anybody would like to speak. Come forward. If not, then we would proceed with the review of the timeline for the cooperative plan. Administrator, Clerk, Treasurer Nicholas, please.
So following tonight's public hearing, we, the town of Waukesha and the town of Brookfield, will accept any written comments for the next 20 days. Within the next 60 days, both towns will review the comments from the public hearing, both in writing and what was said tonight. Also, after the review of the comments, we'll make any changes to the cooperative plan as agreed upon. Each town is expected to pass a cooperative plan at their town board meetings, and the plan and all supporting documents will be sent to the Department of Administration. The state has up to 90 days to review and approve, or approve. And then they have, that timeline would take us out to about the middle of February. So.
Okay, maybe that prompted any further questions. Anybody else who would desire to speak before we close the public hearing? Last call? If not, I will declare the public hearing closed. And the last item would be adjournment. We should probably adjourn our respective boards, and to our guests, if you'd like to do that first.
Is there a motion to adjourn? Second. Motion and a second. Further discussion? All those fair say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries.
Okay, and for the town of Waukesha Town Board, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
And is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, the motion by Supervisor Radke, seconded by Supervisor German to adjourn the public hearing. Any discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimously passed. We are adjourned. I want to thank all the folks from the town of Brookfield for participating tonight, and the folks in the audience as well. We are officially adjourned at 6:43 p.m. And thank you all very much.